Yes, sir! Toronto Raptors news, boys. You already know the vibes. The Toronto Raptors cannot get Miles Turner. And it's for a few reasons, boys. I'm going to get into it. So, as we all know, this season, one of the biggest issues with the Raptors, other than COVID slapping us in the face like a substitute teacher, the biggest issue for the Raptors this season has been the lack of consistent production from the center position. Aaron Baines, Alex Len were not cutting it. We got rid of Alex Len. Sent his ass to Washington. We waived him. And now we have Aaron Baines and Chris Boucher as the center rotation. Aaron Baines is not good enough as a center. Aaron Baines is average at best. He's not at all the player that I thought he was. When I heard we got Aaron Baines, obviously I was sad we lost a buck. I'm rambling right now. The point of this story is we need a big. So Miles Turner would be the perfect big for the Raptors because he can space the floor. He's on a decent contract, earning about $18 million per over the next couple years. He can space the floor. He's the lead in the league in blocks. He's a rim protector. He can catch the ball. He can finish lobs. He's a good finisher. This is all the stuff that we need from our center position. That will unlock our offense and take our offense to the next level. We see this happen with the Celtics, how they utilize Robert Williams as a rim runner and a lob threat. We need a rim runner and lob threat that can play starting center minutes. We have Chris Boucher. He can play starting center minutes. And having Aaron Baines behind him, it's okay, but I just still think we need to upgrade at big to deal with the Embiids, the Jokic's of the world. That's where a guy like Miles Turner comes in. Leads the league in blocks. But the Raptors cannot get this guy. And this is the reason why, boys. The Raptors are not willing to trade the assets they would have to trade to get Miles Turner. Why do I say this, boys? We saw during the offseason, the Boston Celtics and the Indiana Pacers were working on a sign and trade to send Gordon Hayward to the Pacers and send Miles Turner and Doug McDermott to the Celtics. The Celtics declined that trade because they wanted Miles Turner and either Oladipo or TJ Warren. So the Celtics, they're regretting that trade right now because exactly who they could use right now is Miles Turner and McDermott, Doug McDermott. But they turned that trade down. But why do I bring that trade up, boys? Because it goes to show that what the Pacers are looking for is not a bunch of role players and salary filler and picks. They're looking for a player that they can plug into the lineup right now that's going to raise their ceiling. That's a guy like Gordon Hayward, a star player. The equivalent of that in a Raptor scenario would be giving up a guy like Pascal Siakam. The Raptors are not willing to trade Pascal Siakam, who they maxed out last year, is one of the heart and souls of the team, one part of the heart and soul of the team. They're not willing to trade Pascal Siakam to get Miles Turner. Does Miles Turner solve all their problems at the big? Sure. He's a perfect big. He's exactly what they need. But I can understand why Masai Ujiri would be hesitant to trade a guy like Pascal Siakam for Miles Turner and Doug McDermott. So that's why the Raptors can't get a guy like Miles Turner. So what does this mean? What does this mean? If the Raptors can't get the guy they want, it means the Raptors have to settle for the guy they can get. So what it looks like is if the Raptors truly want to upgrade their big position this year, it's probably going to be done via the buyout market, via a guy like Andre Drummond, via a guy like JaVale McGee, via a guy like Hassan Whiteside. Those are three names that I think are very likely for it to be bought out this season. And I think the Raptors, if they want to upgrade their big position, that is their best bet. Keep in mind, boys, this season is not the season to go all in and push all your chips into the middle of the table. The Raptors do not have a championship team right now. This team as currently constructed is not winning a championship. At the most would win 2 series in the playoffs. I think when you look at the top of the league, teams like the Nets and the Lakers are just a few steps above the Raptors, boys. Like, let's be honest. I'm one of the biggest Raptors fans. We are not beating the Brooklyn Nets in a playoff series. So what is the point of us going all in just to lose to the Nets in the playoffs, lose to the Lakers in the playoffs? It doesn't make sense. We're much better off slowly building our foundation and building for the future, picking up assets that we can build long-term with that will make us better for next season when we're back in Scotiabank Arena. I still call it Air Canada Center, but whatever. That's another video. But We'll be much better off when we're back in Air Canada Center, better ready to have our regular practice schedule, back in our practice arena, and the team can get back into flow of things. This season is just all about developing the boys, building team chemistry, seeing what works and what doesn't work. So anyways, boys, that's just my opinion on the whole Raptors big situation, Miles Turner situation. Let me know what your thoughts are on this situation. How do you feel the Raptors should approach the trade deadline? How do you feel the Raptors should approach just building their team in general? How you feeling about the Raptors these days? Let's talk about it. Make sure you click the like button if you enjoyed this video and subscribe to the channel. We have new NBA videos every single week. Peace, boys.